Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. I'm in the car now. It's pretty cold outside here. I'm in Toronto, Canada. I'm just pulling out of the parking lot. 1 second here. So I won't be able to chat back with you during this, and I probably won't even be able to look at the camera much. I'm just going to be basically driving and talking to myself as we drive, right? So I'm just reversing on my spot here. I'm in a condo building, so I give a little honk before I pull out. It's all foggy in here. I'm going to have to open the windows. I haven't drove my car in a couple of days, and it's cold out here to top it all off. And I'm in a tight little squeeze here. Bear with me. And here we go. Again, so I'm heading to my first ever Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, and it's in Vaughan. It says it's about 15 minutes away, but I left a little bit earlier because it starts at 12. I don't want to be late, right? Because I don't know what's going to happen if I'm late. Maybe they'll choke me out or something. Just joking. I'm a little not nervous. I'm just curious on what level I'll be at this point. Because I used to be an amateur wrestler, right, back in the day. So I do have grappling experience, but we're talking 30 guys. We all think we can still do it. Obviously, it's first practice, so it doesn't mean he's Brazilian tired. I have in the back pocket that if any shit ever went down, I know I can handle it, right? Never will ever use it, most likely, because I've never been in a fight in my life. But it would just be nice to know that if shit went down, I could take care of it, even though I think I can, but we all think we can, right? And plus, I'm competitive. I really liked when I saw the competitive side of it all, because they have age groups and everything and belt levels. So I think this is going to be like pretty fun, and I enjoy it, right? But it's going to be weird. I haven't grappled. I was thinking about this on the way as I was getting ready today. I haven't been. It's going to feel weird at first being so close to a guy, if that makes sense. Because and meanwhile, when I was in wrestling, I didn't think nothing of it, right? Because wrestling is pretty much the same type of stuff. But I don't know. It's going to be a little bit different. But I'm sure I'll get the swing of things as soon as it gets going. I've never ever, like I said, been to a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. I've always wanted to know how to do the submissions and stuff like that. I've always wanted to know how to do an armbar properly, how to do a rear naked choke, how to do all that stuff. So today we are going to find out how to do all that stuff, or at least get started towards learning how to do all that stuff, right? And it's nice to have goals, guys. I like having different goals, right? So anyways, I'm kind of like using. Okay, I'm back. I guess I drove by somewhere and I had to stop at a light and I was in a weird spot. So I'm driving, but I'm not being distracted, guys. Don't worry. I want to really look at the camera when I stop at lights. I've seen guys do this on YouTube, so I thought I might as well just do it. It's my first time, I think, doing a live while driving, but we're being safe about it, guys. Don't worry. Okay, I can look right now. So yeah, I'm going to my first ever Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. It's supposed to be 15 minutes away. We're gonna find out if it's further. I feel like it's further because I thought it was closer in my mind, but then when I realized where it was, because I kind of know the area, that it's farther than I thought. So I gave myself about 30 minutes to get there. And plus I know lunchtime and stuff, things get busy, right? So yeah, if anyone here has ever taken Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, give me a thumbs up or something like that. So right now I'm at a light, so I can look at the camera a bit here. Like I said, I'm in Toronto, Canada. It's probably, well, it's not that cold out actually. It says -5 degrees Celsius, right? So I'm heading to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. All the little things you think about as you're heading, I'm thinking, oh shit, I didn't even think about, did I cut my fingernails? Did I cut my toenails? All this stuff that you'd have to worry about in wrestling, but I don't think about it in a daily life if I'm ready that way, right? But thank God I cut my fingernails recently because I was sort of rushing by the time I started heading out. I was thinking all these little things I got to do. So I didn't know what to wear. So I'm bringing shorts and track pants and a shirt and a sweater because I know there's gi jiu-jitsu and there's no gi jiu-jitsu. So we're gonna find out if you don't have a gi how practice goes and what they prefer us to wear at practice. I feel like they'd probably want us to wear a gi for practice, but I'm not sure. I don't have a gi, right? This is my first day ever of jiu-jitsu. If all goes well, I'll get myself a gi and we'll get the trainer rocking and rolling, right? Where are we now? If anyone knows Vaughan, Ontario, I'm on Highway 7. You probably don't. My friend JP, who just had a tournament and did really well, he won the gi, his division in gi. He got first place, so gold medal. And then in the no gi, he had to compete a weight class up, and he still managed to pull off a bronze medal. And during this tournament, he did 3 arm bars. I'm like, what the hell? It's just good to see, no matter what the outcome is, it's just good to see someone who doesn't give up on himself, right? Because the guy fought through these matches pretty tough. I was impressed. Regardless of whatever he placed, the guy didn't give up. These guys were trying to throw rear naked chokes on him and everything, and he was fighting up with like 20 pounds up. Like he had a 20-pound weight, I guess, disadvantage, and he still managed to win his bronze medal match and take home some hardware. So that was pretty cool. And while I was watching all that, and I have a competitive nature in me, right? And then plus we're getting older, you know what I mean? You want to like, the longer I put this off, I don't want to say, oh, I should have done that. I'm 53 years old, guys. I'm going to freaking learn some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with not even just like go learn it. I'm going in there with aspirations of competing. I'm going in there at 53 years old that I'm going to compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay? Never been in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in my life. I watch a lot of MMA stuff and UFC, so I do see it. And I was pretty good at wrestling back in the day, like 30 years ago. Over 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Like last time I wrestled, I was probably 19 years old. Like had a wrestling match, was 19 years old. Okay, so we're talking all the way back. And I've always regretted that I didn't follow it through in university, because I did get a tryout and everything for the University of Western Ontario. They had a good wrestling team. I most likely would have made the team, but for some reason I just wasn't disciplined enough, and I've always regretted that I didn't follow through with something that I was naturally good at. So this is almost like my second shot at something grappling related, even though it sounds fucking nuts to be 53 doing this shit. It must sound nuts to anybody. Like, it sounds nuts to me to say out loud. Actually, it doesn't. For some reason, I'm confident in myself. So don't believe it or not, that sounds crazy, I know. Like, I feel like I can pull this shit off. Like, I can do this, and I feel like I'm going to be good. I don't even know why I feel this way. Because I just feel like I'm really fit and move well for my age. And I've always thought I did. Like, if I just wrestle around my kids or something, or jump around in jungle gyms, I can do all this stuff still. I'm going to put it all to the test. And if I'm better, and if I'm as good as I feel like, even though we all feel like we can rock and roll as us older guys, we always feel like we can do it all, right? Regardless, I know I can do it at my age, 50 and over or 40 and over, I'll be fine. Can I grapple with the young bucks, like the 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds? That's what we're going to find out. If I can, I'm gonna make it my aspiration to also compete at that age group as well, like the open age group, which is all ages, and then masters divisions, right? In my crazy delusional mind, maybe I'm not delusional. I feel like I can, man. I feel like I can do it. I feel like I can do it. The only thing I was having a weird fear about is arm bars. I don't know why they freak me out, because I see an arm bar and I feel like, oh my God, my elbow's gonna pop. But again, I've never learned how to defend it. I've never had one put on me. I just see it on TV. And every time I see one on TV, and say it's a UFC match, and someone throws an armbar at someone, I look away every time. I can't stand the look of it, the hyperextension of the elbow. It just freaks me out. So I was even joking around that I'm going to become the master at defending the armbar, because I'm so afraid of it happening to me that I'm going to know every technique possible to avoid it and to capture it. Like first class, like today, I want to learn right away, how do I defend an armbar? Not how do I do one, how do I defend one? I do not want to get caught in an armbar ever. I hate the looks of it. It just freaks me out. Like when Ronda Rousey used to throw arm bars on people in UFC, it would freak me out. I didn't want to see because when the person's not tapping, they start really cranking that thing and it's hyperextending. It's like, oh my God, you're freaking me out. And I also don't want to be so afraid of that if I get thrown in, I also had to tap right away. No, I want to know how to defend it, how to relax, how to like turn the elbow over or whatever they do to get out of it, right? Step over the body, all that stuff, right? I see people doing it because I noticed that one of the keys to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is to totally relax. Don't freak out because you're going to be put in a lot of situations where you possibly feel like you might not be able to breathe or you feel like you're not suffocated. I'm not sure what to say. But you just feel like you're in positions where you don't have any control. You're out of control. You just got to relax, take it easy because you'll get out of it. But when you don't relax, apparently that's when you start freaking out, that's when the holds get tighter, when the chokes feel like they're tighter than they actually are. You freak out, you can't breathe, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're submitted or you're tapping out or something, right? Because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has tap outs. I'm very close right now. I'm turning onto the street, I think. It says I'm 1.3 kilometers away. It says I'll be there in 3 minutes, which is good. I didn't want to be late and get beat up. Beat up by these guys. I don't want some guy to whatever. I'm going there with no ego too, right, guys? Of course. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, right? I'm going in there just chilling. Open mind. But I'm very competitive, so I do have aspirations. I want to compete in these tournaments. But I have to learn first, right? When I feel like I'm ready, I'm not going to just jump into it. Some people like to just jump in the deep end, right? I like to prepare for the deep end, right? Not saying I'm going to take a long time to prepare, but I need to feel like, okay, I'm comfortable. I understand how scoring works. I understand the basics. I feel like that I would be competitive in what I'm going to pursue. I don't want to just jump in and get the experience. Like, oh yeah, there's a tournament in 2 weeks, Shaun. Just jump in and get some experience. No, I don't want to jump in and get some experience. I want to jump in and be a contender. Sounds funny, right? Guy who has no Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and I want to be a contender. But you got to remember, it goes by belts too. I'll be going against other white belts and other people over 40 type 5, right? So, well, even over 50 if they have it. Because I think sometimes they don't have over 50s. It comes down to how many people are there, right? Because my buddy was a Masters and he's 50. He competed in the 40 because they must not have had over 50, right? But I think at the really high levels, they have over 50. So if I get to that level and travel and do some big tournaments, they have over 50 and stuff, right? Like that's how far my see. I'm an overthinker. I think I warned you guys once before that I overthink things. I've already got myself in world championships over 50. Like fuck, one step at a time. I know, but it's fun to dream, right? Nothing more boring than not having goals for yourself, right? Not having expectations for yourself, not going after something that sounds impossible. I haven't even told anyone I personally know. People that I personally know will think I'm nuts that I'm doing this. And I'm documenting it just by doing this video right now. We're doing a little documentation, which is great. Okay, I'm very close. Another cool thing is my buddy has a cool Jeep, right? That has his company name. It's a white Jeep, blah, blah. So if I don't even know where I am or I'm kind of not sure, just look for his Jeep when I get to the parking lot, right? I've been out here before because I recognize this area all of a sudden. I just got to figure out where the heck his, oh, it says I'm here. What the hell? Okay, guys, I'm going to get off here. So I'm basically here, but I'm going to drive around. I'm going to get off here as I get on my phone to double check the address and all that stuff. So I'm going to pause this. But yeah, thanks for checking it out. And I will hop back on here after and let you guys know how it goes. So I'm just going to stop. I'm going to hop back on here and let you guys know how it goes. All right.